Oh yeah, man. Check out this donkey. Woo, baby. What a giant Lake Coeur d'Alene smallmouth. You can see right here, it's got the half shell right in the corner of the mouth. And this is number 2. I gotta show you guys both of these fish. Man, check these fish out. Giants. Lake Coeur d'Alene, baby. Check out the size of these smallmouth. Caught on the Dropshot, the Strike King half shell. I'm telling you guys, Lake Coeur d'Alene is a gem. It's just about December. I mean, we just had Thanksgiving, what, 3 or 4 days ago, and the weather is still remarkably pretty nice. Don't get me wrong, it's cold. I mean, I got out to Lake Coeur d'Alene this morning. The air temperature, I think, was 37, and water temp is low 40s. And so the biggest thing, I really wanted to make a winter bass fishing video because, let's face it, a lot of us, we really don't get the chance to do it very often. First and foremost, you gotta dress for the occasion. I got thermals, I have a base layer, I have a mid layer, I have a really heavy sweatshirt, and then I have, of course, my rain gear. If it's raining out here, if it's really bitter cold, you guys really need to dress the part. Keep yourself safe, keep everybody in the boat safe. Always carry a spare set of clothes and a towel just in case you do end up going in the water. Other than that, when it comes to actual fishing, I'm a drop shot guy. I love drop shotting. I love jigs and things like that. And so, it just comes natural for me to, I guess, fish slowly. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm video gaming fish. I've caught quite a few fish today, a couple of really big ones, of course, that you just saw. And it's one of those days you got to go real slow. They don't really want anything moving. I have gotten tagged a couple of times on some swim baits, and so that was my cue to slow down. So I picked up the half shell this morning, the new Strike King bait. You guys really do need to check it out. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of finding kokanee and bait fish that are really deep. And what I'm doing then is I'm kind of going around that school of bait fish, and I'm trying to find some of those bigger arcs. And so today what we're gonna do is I'm just kind of showing you what I'm doing for this wintertime bass fishing. Like I said, the water temp is looked like it jumped up to about mid 40s now, and it's just about noon, so that's starts off around 45, gets up to about 48, and then it's going to continue its cooling trend. So let me show you guys. I'm going to try to find this active school of bait fish here, just so you can kind of see how I'm targeting these smallmouth, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so as you can kind of see here, I'm going through many different depths. I kind of start out in 80 feet, and what I try to do is work my way around the edges of secondary points, primary points, and that's kind of just what I've found out today was catching a lot of smaller fish on the main points. And so what I'm trying to do is just back myself into, around the coves and things like that, and I'm just working my trolling motor fairly slowly, and I'm looking for bait fish like this. This is a primary example of smallmouth chasing bait fish in the wintertime, or at least hanging around bait fish in the wintertime. As you can see, I'm in 50, 60 feet of water, and these bait fish are suspended. And so what I try to do is use my half shell, my drop shot, and work my way around this little school of bait fish. You really could say that this could be kokanee, it could be perch, it can be a lot of different kinds of fish. So being on Lake Coeur d'Alene, I do know that the smallies like to chase kokanee. So what I'm doing is I'm using a half shell that's similar in color, and as you can tell, it's worked a couple of times. Caught quite a few smaller fish, but we're on the hunt for some more big ones. So this should give you quite a good example of, if you can get out this time of year, what you should be looking for. Now the thing about the half shell is it's a very compact bait. Okay, in the wintertime, what you don't want is to use something long like a robo worm, other lures that are really long, to where the fish can literally just kind of nitpick it. What you want them to do is, of course, inhale the bait. Both of those fish have been really, really light in bites, and they've both been hooked in the corner of the mouth. So what that tells me is I actually need to slow down even more, basically dead sticking. And so, you know, using a small compact bait, it could be the half shell, it could be your, you know, one of your favorite other baits that you have in your box or in your boat. But regardless, just make sure that it's compact enough that these fish can easily grab the bait, suck it in, so you can penetrate that hook and get into the boat. A lot of people, it's like they're scared to fish in deep water. I think this year, the best tools that I purchased beyond the boat were obviously the Lowrance graphs. I'm not sponsored by Lowrance. I don't have any, you know, association with the company whatsoever, but I'll tell you what, I'm a huge believer in their products. I absolutely love their side imaging. I love their down imaging. I think it is superior to you know, other brands. But at the same time, what it's really allowed me to do is come out here and fish 60, 70 feet deep. I had a tournament on Long Lake and had a guy with me, Jeff, and I'm showing him this really cool ditch out in the middle of nowhere. And it's like 50, 55 feet, and I said, oh, there's a smallmouth on the bottom. Literally video gamed him, got up on the trolling motor, got down, caught him real quick, and we took off. Just one example of you being able to catch fish that you may not have had otherwise. You know, me fishing out of a small boat without electronics, I was pretty much, you know, labeled to the shoreline or things that I've kind of found over the years. But your eyes and your ears are your electronics, and so in the wintertime, man, they really can't be beat.